Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to do what if Guyana made an empire. And just so you know, French Guyana does not exist here. Well, France does not own French Guyana, just so you know. Okay, so let's get into the video. The first thing Guyana does is go to war with Suriname. Begin pushing in to the northern areas, trying to take over its coast and its capital. Also pushing down the southern area as well. Try to touch French Guyana's border, as it just did. Now they begin pushing out to the middle, trying to basically protect their borders from them, and also make a little spearhead, which come, and then after that they do an encirclement of Suriname's forces down south, as well as beginning to push up here and encircling and occupying the entirety of southern Suriname. Now they begin pushing downwards here to take over the western part of Suriname, which they successfully do, before then taking over the remainder of their coast. Then Suriname surrenders. They fully annex Suriname, and then after that they set their eyes on French Guyana. They begin pushing in from the north and south simultaneously, taking over quite a good portion of the southern region and also good portion of the northern region, that they push out from the center, cutting their country in half, and after that they completely occupied southern French Guyana and begin pushing in, trying to completely occupy them, before they then surrender. After that, they also completely annex French Guyana. Then they plan to go to war with Venezuela. Like that. Pretty sure they own this. And then they begin pushing out from their entire border, trying their best to push them back. Down here, they have a pretty difficult time pushing out because of the pushing in because of the jungle, and up north they have a pretty difficult time pushing in because of the army. So they decide to instead focus on the jungle down south, the Amazon, because it's hard for both countries to move troops through there. So they decide to just focus there. Hope Venezuela doesn't figure it out. After a while, they have been able to occupy quite a big chunk of Venezuela, and then they begin doing a quite a heavy push through here, trying to see how far they can get. Then Venezuelan troops rush from both here and here to push, which to stop, and get then they get two encirclements there, and then they begin basically rolling over Venezuela here in the east, while their armies are still on their way to help or to stop them. Then they begin pushing up north from the Amazon with and also strengthening their occupation here. Push up as the Venezuelan armies are reaching the front lines up north, The Guyanan armies are reaching out of the Amazon and beginning to intercept some troops, and then they encircle this entire area here, closing in from the south and the west, not having too good of a time pushing in the east because or the north because the troops that are still there. But eventually those troops run out of supplies like mainly ammunition and guns, so quickly fall. The entire eastern part of Venezuela is has fallen to Guyana, and while they're at it, they decided to go ahead and take over a few extra islands, just cause to expand their influence. They quickly take them over and island hop over here, as now they are closer to the Venezuelan capital. Then begin taking over this area here, and also are receiving constant supplies from mainland while they are doing this here, constant manpower and supplies. Then they encircle some troops here and cut off the entire coast of Venezuela. After that, they were forced to surrender. Because of this, because of how big they are, they were made into two puppets there, and they annexed this area here, as well as these islands here, and also these islands and the land here, just in case. Then after they had established their puppet states, they now put their eyes on Colombia. Decided to go to war, and then their two puppets began pushing in both the north up here and the south down here, with the Amazonian puppet here being very skilled in fighting in the forest, while while Guyana and their two puppets focused their troops in a joint effort down the middle, pushing or occupying a lot of land, trying to connect their front lines, which they eventually did. They were making good progress in the northern parts of Colombia, pushing them back faster than they can mobilize, than the troops can handle. And in the south, they're unmatched because of the harsh training because of the training the troops went through in the deep in the Amazon, as well as the war with Venezuela. They eventually conquer the southern part of Colombia, begin working their way over to the western seaboard. After they manage to do that, they begin moving up, as well as expanding their occupation in the south. Then they begin pushing out from these two spots here, trying to make it seem like they're doing spearheads, but actually doing an encirclement. Colombia was not able to stop this in time, so they managed to encircle quite a lot of troops here. which eventually was all of them were either killed or captured. Then after that they made their way over to the western seaboard, cutting the country in half. Then decided to take over the largest part of the country, which is the southern part, and not advance at all in the north, because they needed all three nations to work together here so that they could weed out every last person in the military down south. After they eventually finally took over, Colombia saw that there were no way of winning, but still decided to keep the war going. So they began pushing back, and eventually, after their coast was gone, they decided to make the end the war and surrender. Now the puppets earn quite a lot of land for that, and also Guyana got some weird borders as well as decided to make another puppet as well, just just so that they now have a full protection from the west. This is how Guyana's empire is looking like. They have the Guyanas, they have these islands, have three puppets protecting them from North America and also Peru and Ecuador. Well, that's all for this video, so thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Well, and also this video will be coming out on Tuesday because I was too sick to make a video last week. So think of this as a postponed video.